What is the first phrasal verb with go that you have to share with us today?
So probably most of our listeners, viewers know this phrasal verb go up. You can imagine you are go up the stairs. But this phrasal verb also has another meaning. It means to increase in quality or in value. So for example, we can use it when talking about prices. So let's say the prices of the houses in this neighborhood has gone up recently, right? Or when you are working out, let's say, your heart rate may go up, yeah? Start beating faster.
So my prices go up.
Well, taking from that, we can also think about the opposite, to go down. So to go down is to decrease or fall in value or quantity. So let's say the temperature is going down tonight, or the temperature is going down in my city. Yeah, you see, it's decreasing or falling. Or the stock market went down sharply. Sharply means significantly, by the way. So when something goes down sharply, the number, in this case, reduces significantly.
Price is gonna keep going down.
I really liked the phrase. I think we learned it at the university or something, but there is this phrase to go down in history. Do you know what that means?
I believe I do, but do explain.
Okay, thank you. So to go down in history is to be recorded or to be remembered in history. So you can say that July 2023 will go down in history as the hottest ever.
Another example that I can think of is to talk about someone. Let's say he will go down in history as one of the worst football players ever because, his performance was just terrible in that game.
Yeah. So right now it's the fall season in Ukraine, and many kids in schools start catching some viruses. So there is a phrasal verb to talk about that. So half of the class went down with the flu. So it means that they caught the flu. Yeah, they got sick. To go down with something, to go down with some virus, for example.
That actually happened to me and my family recently, to be specific, last week. I don't know if you guys can hear my voice, but my voice is not 100% today because I am recovering from a cold, I guess, that we all caught here. It started with my son. So to use the phrasal verb, my son went down with a cold first, and then my wife caught it, and then I caught it. Even my daughter, my toddler, she was a little bit sick as well. So it was a beautiful collective, thing that we got together as a family. And everybody gets sick together. But we are recovering now. We are much better.
That's good.
Yeah. But that's a good meaning, right? We can also use that in a more literal sense, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're starting explaining the phrasal verbs with go up when you are going up something, above. So imagine again when you go down. So you can imagine a ship. So to go down means to sink. And if you remember, that's that story about the Titanic. So the Titanic went down with around 1,500 people on board.
We can also use that more figuratively as well, which means to be defeated. It reminds me of this 80s movie with Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. It's a cop 80s movie that I love called Tango and Cash, from 89 to be specific, yeah? And there is this scene where, the main characters are set up, and the guy who sets them up tells them, "You're going down for this." In that case, it's like, oh, you're going to be destroyed, or your reputation is going to be destroyed. You're going to go to jail. Your life is going to be hard. So it also has more of this figurative meaning. You're going down for this. Oh, I just remembered another movie also from Stallone, Rocky Balboa, the boxer, And I think it's Rocky 1 or 2. He fights Apollo, and Apollo tells him in the ring, "You're going down."
You're going down.
In that case, it's literally, right? I mean, I'm going to knock you out, but also you're gonna be defeated or destroyed by me, So yeah, it could be more literal or figurative. Isn't it frustrating when you learn a new word or expression here with us in our videos, but then when it's time for you to actually go out there in the real world and actually use these words and expressions you learned, you completely forget them? I know this can be really frustrating, but here's a solution. You have to be sure to use the words and expressions you are learning as soon as possible in conversation.
But then you might be saying right now, but I don't have anybody to practice speaking with. Well, don't worry, because that's exactly why we here at Real Life English created the Real Life app. This is not just another English app. This is a solution we here at Real Life developed especially for learners just like you, solving the most common problems you face in your learning every day to take your English to the next level. And you don't need to take my word for it. The app has a rating of 4.9 stars and tons of happy users. Download the app now so you can improve your listening skills with our popular lessons, which come with interactive transcripts so you can learn how native and native-like speakers actually speak, learn tons of words, phrasal verbs, and idioms with flashcards, because the app uses cutting-edge technology that helps to memorize the words you learn much faster, and finally be able to stop practicing speaking all by yourself. With the app, you can actually connect to other English learners from other parts of the world to have short conversations in real time. So if you want to go from feeling like a lost, insecure English learner to becoming a confident, natural English speaker, make sure you download and try the Real Life English app right now. You can click up here or down in the description below to download the app, or if you prefer, you can also go to Google Play Store, Apple App Store, search for Real Life English and download the app from there. It is free to try, and here's something really cool. Once you download the app, the first thing you need to do is take the Fluency Challenge. The Fluency Challenge is a series of mini lessons that will introduce you to all these cool features the app has to offer. And if you complete the Fluency Challenge successfully, guess what? We have a special, really special gift for you. So if you are curious to find out what that gift is, download the app right now, take the Fluency Challenge and see it for yourself. I'm sure you will love it. But now, let's get back to the lesson.
Okay, Thiago, so should we go on?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm enjoying these go phrasal verbs. Yeah, let's do it.
And yeah, there is the next phrasal verb, go on. You know, this sentence, the earlier sentence we gave as an example that about the Titanic reminded me of this song, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion from this very movie. So go on means here like to continue. She says that my heart will continue to beat. I will, continue to live.
Yeah. Maybe it was about Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, my heart will go on without you, my love. Something like that, right? It's supposed to be a romantic song, right? So yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. To continue, right? It reminds me also of that Queen's classic, The Show Must Go On, right?
Show must go on.
The show must go on, in that case. The show must continue.
The show must go on.
The next one we have here on the list is go off. When something goes off, you can think about it as exploding or detonating, like a bomb or fireworks, for example. So you see that a lot in action movies, for example, there's a bomb and the hero has to disarm that bomb, and people say, oh no, quick, fast. The bomb is going to go off anytime soon. Yeah, so the bomb is going to explode. Also, when talking about an alarm clock on your phone, for example, it means to start ringing. So I can say, my alarm clock goes off every day at 6 a.m. You see? It rings. It starts playing.
I think there is one more meaning with go off. It's like when talking about food, when you open the fridge and you check the expiration date, right? So you may say that, oh my God, our milk went off, right? Like go off is just to spoil, right?
Yeah. Usually you open it and you smell it like, ooh, yeah, I think this is off. This has gone off. Yeah, so we better throw it away.
Thiago, I want to go to the next phrasal verb now. And just to remind you, I used it in my story. I told you that the kittens were playing and chasing each other. So another way to say to chase is to go after. So I could say kittens went after each other. Yeah, so to go after is to pursue or to chase someone. It's usually also like you love movies, like series. Just recently you've mentioned some criminal story, something, the movie about that. And so it's usually the policemen chase the criminals, right? So they go after criminals.
Good one.
Another one would be to try to achieve something. So again, it's close to the literal meaning, to chase, but in this case, it would be more figurative, like you're trying to go after your dreams, you pursue your dreams, right? So for example, she decided to go after her dream and become a professional musician, right? So to go after in this sense means to pursue, to want to achieve something. And a little bit of an expected meaning for the phrasal verb to go after is to criticize. So imagine when there's an interview and the journalists, they just try to go after a corrupted politician and asking uncomfortable questions. So to go after means to criticize and sometimes even to show you like aggression or really be pushy.
It's nice that you mentioned that because it's a nice little third nuance that we have there, yeah?
I'm going after Schmidt.
A great phrasal verb we have here as well is go over. So when you go over something, you review it or you discuss it in more detail, maybe you explain it. It's a really useful phrasal verb, especially in the context of work, or even school. So for example, imagine you are at work having a meeting with your colleague and you can say, okay, let's go over the details of the plan one more time. Or let's go over this project one more time. Let's talk about it. Let's review it. Let's discuss it.
Thiago, let me go over my list of phrasal verbs to know what to bring next.
Dr. Del Cavalli will go over the results with you next week.
Just a little parenthesis there. I gotta mention. This reminds me of when I'm teaching a class, and sometimes a student uses the vocabulary we are actually using in that class. The new vocabulary we are working with, and the person is learning there. I love it when the student in the same class, in the same conversation, the person makes this effort to use the vocab that we are working on, just like we are trying to do here, yeah? That's a great tip we can give you guys out there. Use the vocabulary you are exposed to, the new vocab, as soon as you can. As soon as you learn it, as soon as somebody explains it to you, you see it in a video or in a podcast, try to use it as soon as possible.
That's a very good piece of advice to our viewers. I agree. I totally agree. And to agree with someone, you can say, when you agree with someone, you can say that you go along with someone's words or with someone's suggestions. So let's say a colleague of yours suggests you something related to work, and hey, Thiago, adjust these settings of your camera, and you may say like, yeah, I will go along with your suggestion.
Nice. So I will go along with your suggestion means I agree with what you're saying. I'm gonna do what you're saying, right?
Exactly. That's right.
I'll go along with that.
And another one I wanted to bring today is go well with something. So if you are choosing the outfit, you can say that this dress goes really well with these shoes. So again, it's a little bit about agreement. Dress agrees with those shoes, like they match together. They go well with each other, right?
Green and black go well together.
I find it fascinating that just by changing the preposition off, on, in, at, after the verb, the meaning changes completely. Also, depending on the situation, the context you are using a certain phrasal verb in, the meaning can also slightly change. This is fascinating.
Context is the key, Thiago. I see it over and over again when I'm reading. And for example, when I come across some unknown word, I don't go and look it up right away because the context gives you this opportunity to guess the word. So that would be another good piece of advice to our viewers. If you don't know the meaning of this exact phrasal verb, first try to guess. Maybe you remember the literal meaning of it. Try to draw some parallels,
Cool. So we can say that context is king.
This trip that I'm going to talk about was full of its risks and its uncertainties, its mysteries, its adventure. The place we wanted to go was this island Formentera, and it's a small island off the coast of Ibiza. And we had this idolized vision of this island because there's a beer company in Spain called Estrella. It's actually based here in Barcelona.